Please be advised there are spoilers ahead related to the property being watched and or discussed. Hello! Thank you so very much for tuning in. This is Ashamoji TV. My name is Asha. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is where I like to watch, react, and give my 2 cents worth about a couple of properties related to sci-fi and fantasy. So in today's video, I am going to be starting a whole new series, and that series is Fringe. Yes, the highly acclaimed sci-fi television show Fringe that aired from 2008 to 2013. Now, before I go any further though with presenting to you my picture-in-picture reaction, I want to cover some very basic stuff that I'll only cover in this video because it's, the first episode of the first season and everything. And for those of you that are also new to my channel, at least you get somewhat of a baseline of what to expect as you watch my reactions here on YouTube. So, the first thing I want you to know is that my reactions to Fringe specifically will be uploaded to YouTube in picture-in-picture format, not the watch-along style. And just in case you want to know exactly what my style is like, because it's not the same for every reaction channel, I'm pretty much going to be condensing my reaction with selected clips from the episode that will show what's going on in the episode as coherently as possible, with my commentary in between the scenes. And due to the fact that I want to limit as much copyright claims as possible because it can get very tedious and also it can cause problems with me having to actually make the video available, there's a screen filter on each clip. It's not very strong. I've tested it out with other audience members and I've had really good positive feedback about it. And more importantly, it's created a win-win situation so far between WBTV and myself when it comes to claims and disputing their claims regarding their copyright material. Now, the second thing I want you to know is that my review format after the fact, after I finished reacting to the episode, is a lot more simplified than what it is in my previous reaction videos. So instead of sharing, my 3 minimum takeaways, I now will just share with you what I consider to be my favorite scene or a scene that really stood out, whether for good reasons or for bad reasons, after watching it for the first time. And then it will be followed up by or concluded by my Ashamoji rating, which is there for you on the screen. And that will just give you somewhat of a general idea about my thoughts and feelings about the episode itself. Note number 3 is that my goal is to consistently upload my reactions to Fringe on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If for whatever reason there's a delay in my upload or perhaps I won't be able to publish a video that week, likely because of any particular claim that's blocking the video for whatever reason, I will post a message on the community tab. So be sure to check that often or click on the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss any messages related to my channel. Bullet point number 4. What if you want full access to my reactions to episodes of Fringe? Are they available? Yes, they are. I have my own little club going on, Ashamoji TV Club, where I provide my full reactions with extra bonus content that I don't share here on YouTube. So if you're interested in signing up for a monthly subscription, details about that is in the description box below. And rest assured, it's at a very affordable price, like I'm talking less than a McDonald's meal in Canadian currency, okay? So keep that in mind. I have no intentions of overcharging for a show that's more than 10 years old. It's no longer on the air. However, the fees are there to kind of maintain the website and also keep things flowing for me to have the means to actually provide that kind of membership for those who are interested. Hopefully that's information you want. There it is. And my second last point, I've got 6 of them, is that when it comes to my reactions in general, here's a disclaimer that's on the screen, and you'll see this disclaimer pop up in every video. However, I'm not going to repeatedly verbalize it in every video. I'm just putting it up there right now for this intro video with the start of my reactions to Fringe. And this disclaimer is just letting you know that I am watching this show mainly for entertainment value. I'm not in the know when it comes to fringe science, when it comes to science fiction facts and particular points that almost every sci-fi fan knows. I don't know all of them. Yes, I have my interest in certain science fiction properties. However, I'm going to be transparent with you. If you are new here and you don't know me, you've never watched any of my reaction videos, I predominantly lean more towards the fantasy drama of things and not necessarily science fiction, except for certain series of books. So what that means is that as I'm watching Fringe, I'm primarily focused on performance. I'm focused on the aesthetics, the cinematography, editing, the directing, the story, of course. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty details about fringe science or whatever scientific stuff they're going to put up there on the screen for me, do not expect me to be in the know about it. I'll likely look confused half the time. But that's where you, my viewer and hopefully subscriber, you come into play to guide me, becoming my episode guide, so that it's a win-win situation. I get to watch this episode and you in turn get to teach me, the viewer, what's going on relative to the science aspect of the story. So if that's something that interests you and you are a generous teacher and you know how to type your comments with respect and tact, I welcome you to be a subscriber as I watch episodes of Fringe and guide me through that process. Now, before I talk about my last point, if you have any further questions or you want more details about these changes to my reaction channel, especially if you are a subscriber for other stuff that I react to, there's a frequently asked questions video that I've prepared. The link is in the description box below. And in that video, I do go over specific reasons why I'm going through these changes with my channel. And more importantly, I go into detail as to the type of reactor I am and what you should expect when you're watching me as opposed to other reaction channels, because unfortunately, it's been my experience so far that some viewers are mistakenly assuming or expecting me to react a certain way that's similar to other reaction channels. And I kind of go into a deep dive as to why that expectation is not realistic when it comes to my channel specifically. So that link is there for you in the description box below should you want to go and venture in about it. And I'm open to engage in the comment section as long as it's respectful and tactful towards me, as I feel I'm being respectful and tactful to you, right? Right. Now, as for my last point, it's all about spoilers. Oh, yes. Okay, so this is going to be somewhat of a challenge for me because when I started reacting to The Expanse as well as Supernatural, I didn't have anyone to jump on board to be a moderator. Thankfully, over time, I got a moderator for my reactions to Supernatural, but I never ended up getting a moderator for The Expanse. And it took a while, actually. It took me having to constantly write no spoilers, keep things spoiler-free, and other viewers having to call out spoilers in the comment section for those who were leaving those spoiler comments to eventually just stop doing that. So when it comes to Fringe, I'm hoping to have a much more positive and, constructive experience. I found out the hard way that not only did I have to have a moderator to remove comments, I also had to get a moderator to actually go and check the sort of delete box section of my YouTube channel. Okay. So yeah, I'll work that part out behind the scenes because I do have a colleague that's familiar with this show that may be able to help me on that front. But when it comes to just the first portion of removals of spoilers, I would appreciate at least one moderator. Therefore, if you are familiar with my reactions, you've been on my channel, I've engaged with you before in the comment section, and you have the availability to actually moderate my channel for those spoilers, please send me an email and identify yourself with your YouTube username, and I will correspond with you back and forth, especially if you are someone I'm familiar with here on my channel. I basically just need someone who's willing to just check the comment section within 48 hours of my videos being published. You don't have to do it every single day, just, within the first 48 hours, because that's when usually all the feeds kind of come in. And that's pretty much it. So my business email address is in the description box below. Please feel free to email me. And if I don't return your email, it's likely for two reasons. I didn't get it. It probably ended up in my junk folder or promotions tab that I didn't check in the moment. Or it's possible that I've already assigned someone to the task. But I do try to reply back nonetheless and at least give you an answer. I don't want to just leave you in a win for no reason. I'm not that kind of person. Okay? All right, so that's pretty much it overall. And as I said in future videos, I will not be too repetitive about these points. So without further ado, here's some of my comments that I shared after reacting to the trailer, which is not uploaded here on YouTube, followed by my reaction to the first episode. Anyway, so I figure I might as well kind of give you a heads up as to what I'm aware of, because I want to be transparent with viewers. I don't want you to think that I may know certain things versus others. So I am aware that there is a notion of parallel universes, but I don't know in what context. And if that's a spoiler, I don't see it as one, because I still don't know, like I said, I don't know the context, I don't know the narrative, and that to me is more important. What else? I know Leonard Nimoy is in this at some point, but I don't know if it's in this season or future seasons, but I know he is in there as a character, which will be kind of cool to see. What else? I'm aware of John Noble. I don't know this Anna Torv. I don't know her. So she's new for me. Joshua Jackson, Dawson's Creek, I don't know, the Mighty Ducks. That's what I have an early memory of. But I'm not a huge fan of Joshua Jackson, to be honest, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. If anything, the main actor in the show from the cast, I'll say it's John Noble that I'm more familiar with. And I think Jared Harris is in this too. I was told Jared Harris is in this, but I wasn't told who he plays or at what point in the season he's in. So, and it's interesting because that will make the third property in a row. You know, The Expanse, Foundation, and this, to which Jared Harris has a featured a character. So that's pretty much it. I'm getting vibes of X-Files. I think it seems to be a mash of a lot of the, you know, classics of that time in terms of sci-fi. So X-Files, there's an older show I used to watch reruns of with my cousins, that dealt with parallel universes. I don't know if it has anything to do with it. You don't have to validate it, but I'm just saying it also reminded me of it. It's the one with Jerry O'Connell. Sliders. So I'm wondering if it's that, like, are they going to go to different realities in different episodes? Or is it just all focused on their reality and perhaps aliens coming to them kind of thing? I don't know. Either way, I'm interested and I'm ready to press play. So my reaction to episode 1 is coming up right now. Okay, so before I press play, I do need to just give you this one somewhat disclaimer that I promise I won't repeat in every video, but because this is the first time watching the show, I want you to be aware of this as a baseline. And that is, I'm reacting to Fringe primarily for entertainment value. So when it comes to the science stuff, I don't know anything much about that. And if I recognize something from memories of from other shows and stuff, I'll say it. But I'm leaving it up to you, my club member, to share with me in the comment section I make available about the science stuff, right? Teach me that stuff. I'm willing to learn. I can't promise I'll remember everything, but I will do my best to try to keep up. And every episode that I watch, I will try to reflect back on what I've been taught from the previous episode, if you are so kind to share the information. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I'm focused primarily on the performance, the narrative, for what I understand in the first watch, the characters, you know, whatever is being shown on a more superficial level. Okay? Okay. All right, let's count down for editing purposes specifically. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, let's see what happens on this plane. How does it go down? How does it go down? This plane looks so spacious. Oh, here's our culprit. Oh, this guy. I've seen him in other stuff. I'm terrible with names, by the way. Okay, yeah. In the trailer, he injects himself with something. Maybe he's diabetic? I think that's what anybody would naturally think. That's insulin. Yo, this guy is wigging out big time. What's he trying to do? Scheiße! Whoa! Oh my gosh! Ah! Nah! Oh my gosh, are they all gonna turn into zombies? Oh my gosh, yes! He's just like infecting all of them. Oh my I'm in love already. Okay. I'm pretty easy on stuff like this, but still, that was a damn good way to open up a scene. Open up an episode, a pilot.
Oh my God.
What?
This bed is loud.
Thanks.
Dip in your pen in company ink.
Well, I think Charlie knows.
No, he doesn't know.
Well, I think he does.
If he knew, he would be transferred. I love you.
She's been waiting for that, huh? He's gonna die, isn't he? It just seems like the perfect lead up to tragedy. With a show like this, anyway. But I hope he doesn't. I like being surprised with something different.
Olivia Dunham. Yes, sir.
Duty calls.
Of course, sir. Incident at Logan. International flight. Charlie's on his way.
Yeah, I see something going terribly wrong with this. I watch too much of this stuff and it never goes right. Lovey-dovey, then catastrophe. Ooh, I like that title card. In the middle of the scene like that? This show's got style.
We got a flight out of Hamburg, 147 passengers. Towers lost contact 3 hours in. They thought it might have been electrical interference.
So they're gonna find all the mangled bodies and stuff?
They reported stains in the windows, no signs of life aboard the jet.
No signs of life.
Plane landed itself right on time, unlike every flight I've ever taken.
What? So what, they melted? Watch, that's really it. They just all melted.
Excuse me. What's going on here? Some sort of accident? Dumbass closed. Nothing you have to worry about, sir. Alright. Move along.
Wasn't he on the plane? Is this like a time jump thing or okay?
I'm Special Agent in Charge, Royals. DC has sent me here to make sure we get results. Standard level 4 hazmat suits are required to go in. I know exactly who you are. You want in, liaison? Shooter.
Big bad boss, huh? Oh, straight up melted. Oh my gosh, I really was joking. I really was joking, but it's real. Ew. That looks really real. Good practical effects.
Have we reviewed video from the Hamburg airport to see if any passengers were showing signs of illness?
He saw 2, and I quote, suspicious Middle Eastern men handing a white guy a briefcase. Liaison.
You're telling me that's my assignment?
Yeah, honey. Would you mind?
Yeah, that line would not go too well in 2022.
Royals is an idiot. You're smarter, you're stronger, you're much better looking. Who else? Let's go check the trash together.
It's a date. I hope they don't find like skin and stuff.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? I'm a federal agent.
Do whatever you want. Oh, lordy, lordy.
We need to get a chem transport team out here now.
So this is where they experiment on the animals. Oh, this dude! My only guess it's maybe his twin brother that was on the plane. And he's involved with something nefarious. You know, something along those lines. Or maybe it was an alien, a shapeshifter. I'm gonna go into that fantasy territory. Mainly for fun. knew he was gonna die. I just didn't know it would be like in the same episode. That's nicely done. To show the flashes of consciousness. I like that. Being in and out.
You were very lucky today, Agent Dunham. Agent Scott wasn't as fortunate. While he survived the initial blast, Agent Scott was exposed to some synthetic chemical compounds, work that was done in the labs you found.
So he's not officially dead?
The CDC has sent in specialists, but well, they've never seen anything like what's happening here. We've put Agent Scott in a drug-induced coma.
Oh Lord. Oh, yeah. He's gonna need a cure. That's amazing effects, though. I'm presuming a mix of CG and practical stuff. It looks good. Ah, so that's how he comes into the picture. So in the synopsis, it says they find him in a mental institution. Looking forward to seeing why and all that. Hey, big bad boss. Got a minute?
I found a connection between the Hamburg flight and what's happened to Agent Scott.
Now you have his attention.
His name's Walter Bishop. He's a scientific researcher from Cambridge, born in 46, Harvard-educated, postgrad at Oxford and MIT. Look at the experiments he was doing in the 70s. I believe Dr. Bishop might have information that might tell us what happened aboard that plane and save Agent Scott's life. Rumors about Dr. Bishop using humans as guinea pigs. He was charged with manslaughter, but was deemed mentally unfit to stand trial.
Ah, okay.
DC has tasked me to make sure that our reaction to Flight 627 is beyond reproach. Now it says here, in 1991, the glorious state of Massachusetts forbade Dr. Bishop from having any visitors, with the exception of immediate family.
Ah. That's where Joshua Jackson comes in.
You want to question Dr. Bishop, you go find his next of kin and have him escort you in. Talk to Bishop, uncover something substantial, and I will have your back. Until then, I am not so convinced. Now, can you handle that?
Yeah, she could do it. All right. I'm going to take a wild guess just because of the way Joshua Jackson is. He's like, snarky, sarcastic. The funny boy,
He falsified a degree from MIT and even managed to get a few papers published before he was found out. Sounds like a massive pain in the ass.
Yeah, pretty much. He plays those kind of characters well.
Peter Bishop? Olivia Dunham. I'm with the FBI.
Okay.
You've heard of Flight 627?
The Hamburg flight, of course.
You may be able to help us with that.
No, then you got the wrong guy.
Your father's Walter Bishop.
And what is it exactly that you're expecting me to do? Hop on a plane with you back to Massachusetts?
Yes.
I just got here, honey.
I'm going to beg you, as one human being to another. Your father may be able to save someone who's dying. Someone I care about very much.
He told me he loved me.
I can't help you, I'm sorry.
I know why you're here.
Uh-oh. Here comes the blackmail.
File.
What file?
The one the FBI would say doesn't exist. And it has everything. Where you've been, what you're running from. So either you come with me, or I let certain people know your whereabouts.
When do we leave?
I'm not sure if I detected somewhat of an accent for the actress there, Anna. The way she said one of the lines.
Let me ask you something. My father, not my favorite. He is without a doubt the most self-absorbed, twisted, abusive, brilliant, myopic son of a bitch on the planet.
He was part of a classified U.S. Army experimental program called Kelvin Genetics. They gave him the resources to do whatever work he wanted. Things like mind control, teleportation, astral projection, invisibility, genetic mutation, reanimation,
Whoa, excuse me for a sec.
I want to see all of that. All of that.
So you're telling me what? My father was Dr. Frankenstein.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm just going to assume all of that is going to play out in this series. I'm here for it. Especially how they depict it on the small screen, you know? With a television budget.
Hello.
Sorry, I didn't shave this morning.
This was when did this
The
happen?
incident on the plane happened 4 days ago. Scott, you mean can you see through his skin? Yes.
It's not good to see through the skin.
Oh, he knows what it is.
It's tricky, it's advanced, it's like that.
What's happening to him? Can it be reversed?
That's a no.
It can be reversed. Oh, what happened to your colleague? Years ago, I worked with lab animals, and some of them were afflicted, but were saved. You came here today with my son. I'd
Like to see him.
so very much like to see you.
I don't blame him. Gotta give him a good reason to talk.
I thought you'd be fatter.
Excellent. First words, perfect.
How advanced is your colleague's condition, which is something that I'm unable to deduce without a first-hand examination.
You wanted my father. Now you've got my father. Which falls into the category of be careful what you wish for, sweetheart.
Oh. He said it a third time. That's going to be the running joke. I like that they've taken so many liberties to present different styles of shots. I mean, it's just the pilot. They were really gunning to make sure this gets greenlit. I like seeing that kind of hard work.
I suppose the only one that really knew what I was doing was Belly.
Who?
Belly William Bell, he and I shared the lab.
William
You
Bell.
shared your lab with the founder of Massive Dynamics. One guy becomes one of the wealthiest men on the planet. The other guy becomes an institutionalized psychopath.
Oh, wow, really?
I just pissed myself.
Is he serious?
Squirt.
Oh. Well, it happens. Massive Dunham. Okay, so evil corporation kind of situation then?
Listen, I need to question William Bell. Could you set that up for me?
William Bell. Massive Dynamic William Bell.
He and Bishop used to share a lab.
You're kidding.
Well, at least they have grounds to interview him, right? They can kind of play the whole you're implicated in this kind of thing. So based on what, what's his name, Walter, was it? What he said about the skin being translucent, I'm wondering if, like, is he turning into something, you know? It's like a metamorphosis situation.
It's a ginger ale. Any ginger ale.
Ginger ale?
Haven't had some. Oh, I miss it.
I don't blame him. He's, like, getting as much as he can. Because he knows they can just send him right back.
Whoa, stop! Right now, stop!
Does this not concern you?
Let him go.
Maybe ask him what he's going to do with it. He's taking a sample.
You're what?
Risky building basement, Harvard. We should leave. I have myself.
Your lab was shut down after you left.
Walter, there is no lab.
It's a perfect work! Damn you!
We need to get him back immediately.
Well, at least they got that far.
When do you get back?
I need your help. I want you to know I've successfully had Dr. Walter Bishop released from St. Clair's, and he requires the use of his old laboratory.
I'm sorry, what?
Kreisky Building. Harvard. Basement.
This guy got lucky they did not wipe out this lab.
So much happened here. And so much is about to.
It's the beginning of the Fringe series in the lab.
A cow. He wants a cow.
Purebred, not crossbred, this is important. Mature weight, 850 pounds. Internal fat average, 2.37.
Get him the cow.
Fantastic, thank you. You think better than a cow's a human. Unless you need milk, then you really need a cow.
I like Walter. His eccentricism is going to be fun. And it doesn't hurt that it's being played by an awesome actor. Be nice to the cow.
It's possible that whatever affected that plane may have been derived from that work.
What about John?
What's infecting him is merely a chemical reaction to the raw laboratory ingredients, not the finished contagion, which means we can't synthesize a counteragent.
So how long does he have left?
Current rate of crystallization, cellular degradation,
How long?
24 hours.
Oh, pfft. Holy shoot.
But I
Yeah.
can't offer you a less dangerous solution. Shared dream state.
What do you mean, shared dream state?
That it is possible to synchronize the fields of two distinct minds to allow the sharing of information across the unconscious state.
Have you done this before?
I have used this technique to extract information from a corpse once. You can do that if they haven't been dead for longer than 6 hours. Of course, you'd have to have an electromagnetic probe placed in the base of your skull whilst immersed without clothing in the old tank. And you'd be heavily drugged.
Wow. She really loves that man. Because she's going to do it.
The man who was just released from the mental institution, he wants to give you a drug overdose, then stick a metal rod into your head and put you naked into a rusty tank of water.
I like how it's explained for people like me.
John will do it for me.
So that's her rationale.
I'll get
Okay.
DHS authorization to bring John here.
Excellent. Let's make some LSD.
Best line of the entire episode. So far, anyway. That's awesome.
Charlie, we don't have 48 hours. I need you to get to Belle. If Walter fails, Belle could be the only one to save us.
Is it a cow?
Yes.
That's Jean. Listen,
Oh, they
Charlie,
named her Jean.
I need you to promise me you'll do whatever you can.
Of course. You know that.
So far, so good. I love the sense of humor. I love the lines. The quality of what I'm seeing on screen is pretty good, especially for that time. I mean, for something like this, you'll definitely need a reduction of your resistance. Woo! Right there. Claustrophobia. Nope. Nope. I gotta give her kudos. I'm kind of scared he's gonna wake up and, like, be this superhuman jellyfish looking guy.
What was that?
A physical construct for her to actually perceive somewhere.
I think I'm here. I think I'm here. I'm here. John.
It's synchronizing.
I was just thinking about you.
You were hurt? I don't remember.
Think. The storage units. I need you to remember.
Remember what?
What you saw. I need you to show me his face.
Oh. Whoa. She better remember his face. She got that far.
I saw him. I saw John get hurt. I was there. I saw him.
Well, technically this is a medical breakthrough. Like, she needs a business partner and try to patent that stuff, you know?
What do you mean you saw him? Where?
I told you not to ask me that. This is him. This is the suspect we're looking for. He looks like this.
Dunham, take a look at this.
It's the passenger.
Oh my god.
Morgan Stieg was passenger number 108. His emergency contact, Richard Stieg.
Twin
Did you
brother?
tell me He has a twin?
Yeah, no home address, only a history of employment.
They made that way too obvious. But I'm sure there's gonna be some twist to that. That's just such an easy give.
I remember Richard Stieg. He worked in our weapons systems research lab. He was caught 3 months ago trying to leave the premises with classified information.
How long have you worked for Dr. Bell?
16 years. I owe Massive Dynamics my life, and that is not an exaggeration. Cancer.
And he cured her of
I
cancer?
had to have my arm amputated.
Oh!
And my replacement limb was designed by Bell himself.
That aged really well, the CG. Looks pretty good still.
Do you believe that Stieg may be part of the pattern?
I'm sorry, part of the pattern?
Oh, I assumed you had clearance.
I'm clear to know whatever you're clear to know, Miss Sharp.
Apparently not.
Good try, though.
I would say this to my own daughter. Be careful. And good luck.
SpongeBob.
And this is
Walter.
a show.
This is awesome.
Surprisingly profound.
Cows in between them. That's so cute. I'm not gonna get that out of my head. Sitting there watching SpongeBob with a cow, eating Chinese. That's the life. South Boston. Yo, this show had a pretty big budget because of the amount of extras they have in their scenes. It's quite impressive. Oh, more experiments. It's the sound effect that's just, I don't like it.
Hey! He's in the alley! Can I get under the car? Stay right there, Walter.
Jumping on rooftops. Whoa, what? What are the odds of landing like that? Two of them.
We've got some questions for you.
They got him.
I want a detailed account of all the synthetic chemicals you had in that storage facility. Write them down, and then we can talk about an agreement.
Isn't John supposed to be dead by now, though? It's been more than 24 hours.
I have nothing to say.
Unless I misunderstood something. That's a challenge right there.
The compound affecting Agent Scott is water soluble, right? We might not know what it is, but we know what it does. So if I wanted to, I could extract the contaminated fluids from his body. That would allow me to slip it to you whenever I wanted to.
Oh, that's a good threat.
So I just don't have that kind of time.
No.
No, stop! You can't do that!
You can't. I want the names of the chemicals. I'm gonna count to one.
One. That was great.
Pelican's transfusion, that's brilliant. We can create the antidote and then just dissolve it into Scott's stored blood. If we transfuse him intravenously, his body won't be overwhelmed.
Hey, busboy. Well done. Let's begin.
Okay. Well, there goes my theory that they might not save him. They just might in the nick of time.
How's it going downstairs?
Bishop says it'll be a while, but that it's looking auspicious.
In the past 9 months, there have been 36 authenticated incidents like the Hamburg flat.
36?
They're calling these events the pattern, as if someone out there is experimenting only the whole world is their lab. You've seen it now, you know.
I don't want to know. I have a job.
This is a more important job.
Anything, anybody you need, you can have.
I just want to go back to before.
Dunham. I don't think you can.
And thus begins the journey for Dunham and company. The pattern. I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. Pattern of events that are abnormal from what he was saying about all those cases. 36. It's a lot. Oh, he's alive!
Olivia, he's awake. He's conscious.
Awake, yeah. This is great. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I did not expect it to be a happy ending like this. I really thought they're gonna pump up the drama of him dying.
His vitals are surprisingly strong.
So, how long does he have to stay?
Until the melanocytes in his skin are regenerated, but that shouldn't be more than a week. He owes you his life.
We owe each other. But there's still a whole lot more we have to talk about, like why you killed your own brother and who you're selling your work to.
Who says I was selling it? I was threatened by a guy from your office. I recorded the conversation.
Where's the recording?
I buried it.
Her boss? Big bad boss? I don't remember his name. It's gonna end on a pretty big cliffhanger, isn't it? Big reveal. Sean himself. I didn't recognize the voice. I was like, whose voice is that? Oh, shoot. Oh. Yeah. Oh my God. He's the bad guy. It's a great surprise.
This is Dunham. Engine ID 52776 and pursuit of blue SUV. Heading south to San immediate assist.
Oh man, she's gonna be all heartbroken. She was sleeping with the enemy, whom she saved at the risk of her own life. He's gonna die. He dies after all. Why, John? Why'd you do it? Why what?
Will sent you to start something. Why?
Tell me more, John.
Wow. This is like double whammy sad. She saves him, finds out he's a bad guy, or seemingly so, and then dies horrifically in her arms. The cryptic question, why her? Alright, so that's the mystery. Why Dunham?
I'm sorry. Job isn't what it was 10 years ago. We're supposed to protect the world. Where one breath of the wrong air can incinerate you from the inside out. The truth is, we're obsolete.
The truth is out there.
Take me back to the lab.
Are you okay?
No, I know that you have countless reasons as to why this is a non-starter for you, but your father is a good man. He's not the monster you think he is, and you're good with him despite what you think.
What just happened? Where's John?
I'm not going to use false threats with you anymore. I don't need to.
Why won't you just tell him he's dead?
After you left, my father sat down and started talking to me, and he was remarkably lucid. He told me about the work that he and William Bell had done, their experiments, and that incident, what happened on the plane, is just the beginning.
Are we leaving?
But he'll stay. Because, you know, you got 5 seasons of Fringe to show me.
How long has he been dead?
5 hours.
Question.
Reanimation? They've got the tech? Everything that they mentioned at the beginning? They have it here? Right? All that science? Nice. Very cool. Wow. Again. This is like, it's a weird, I don't know, coincidence is not the right word. It's just very interesting. The shows I did not watch at the time I should have watched it and I'm watching now are just the perfect entertainment so far. I mean, it's just a pilot episode, but I'm very impressed. So I'm going to have to kind of breeze through and see what my favorite or standout scene is after, you know, just watching it for the first time and share with you my Ashamoji, which will be probably very predictable for you. This was indeed a fantastic pilot episode, which made the work of figuring out what the best scene was after my first watch all the more harder. So, after browsing for about 5-6 minutes or so through the episode, you know, back and forth, I have narrowed down that the most standout scene is when Dunham and her team enter the airplane and see all these weird-looking, melted-like cadavers. In my opinion, those shots really reflect the dark tone of this show, as well as this whole concept of fringe science, right? It's out of the norm. And more than anything, the practical effects was so very much impressive. Considering the fact that this show was made back in, you know, perhaps late or early 2007 and then aired in 2008, they must have had a big budget. That's just my assumption, just because the quality is really, really, really good. Which kind of puts to shame some of the new stuff that's out there these days. You know, they don't even come close to the quality that I'm seeing right now in this pilot episode. And I can only hope it's actually just going to get better for the upcoming episodes and seasons that follow. Now, normally I wouldn't bring up a second scene that's notable, but because, you know, this is my first time watching, I'm going to make an exception and say that a runner-up scene that is very memorable, especially if you watched my reaction, is that moment where Walter and his son and Olivia's assistant are sitting there watching SpongeBob cartoon and eating Chinese, and Jean the cow is just right in the middle. I think that moment just encapsulated very well the type of sense of humor to expect from this series, which seems to be a match to what I'm looking for. So, as for my Ashamoji rating for this pilot episode of the first season of Fringe, I'm giving it 5 Ashamojis. Yes, it was great. A very, very entertaining episode. It got me from the beginning to the end. The mystery, I like how it's not as simple as it seems. There's some complexities to it, and there's a lot of layers. I mean, I just watched it for the first time, so I'm sure there's many things that just completely passed me by, as it usually does. So therefore, that's for you, my Fringe episode guides, right? I hope you are willing to jump into the comment section, give me some trivia or tidbits related specifically to this episode with no spoilers, right? I'm trusting you. That would be really great. I look forward to reading them. So in the meantime, there you have it. That is my reaction to the pilot episode of the first season of Fringe. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And as a reminder, if you want full access to my reaction to this episode, details about that is in the description box below, as well as details on how to support this channel if you are not interested in being a club member, but you want to see me continue doing what I do here on YouTube. Therefore, until my reaction to episode 2, I'm Asha, tuning out, peacing out. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos.